15 minutes past the hour, the Trump tape and the other stories about Donald Trump's treatment of women are already apparently having a major effect in the battleground states that Trump needs to win in November if he wants to win the White House. As you no doubt know, the path to the White House comes down to really just a handful of crucial states, Virginia among them. And today there's word that Donald Trump's campaign is now throwing in the towel in Virginia. The campaign denies it, but NBC News reports the decision came from Trump headquarters here in Manhattan. Campaign officials are reportedly shifting their focus and resources specifically to Pennsylvania, Florida, North Carolina, and Ohio. But the Republican National Committee, on which the Trump campaign relies for help, is reportedly spending no money on television ads anywhere. Nothing. The polls now. The Real Clear Politics polling average shows Clinton is up by 7 points in Virginia. Trump's campaign officials blasted this report, saying they're committed to winning the state. But officials with the Republican National Committee tell Fox News it is clear to them that Virginia is, as they put it, out of play for Donald Trump's campaign. Lisa Lara joins us now. She's a national politics reporter with the Associated Press, and they're in front of the White House this afternoon. Virginia's done? What do you know about this?
Well, look, the Trump campaign and Trump supporters in Virginia say this is only a temporary break from his operation. They're shifting resources, and he will be back to that state. But this is not a state that has looked good for him in months. The Clinton campaign pulled their ads down. They stopped spending money on advertising in Virginia in early August. She's had a lead for months. So it doesn't look like friendly terrain for Donald Trump. That's a problem because it's just another pathway that's closed off to him in that quest to get 270 electoral votes.
Lisa, prior to the second debate, members within his campaign and high-placed Republican officials told us, all of us, I assume they told you too, what we believe he needs to do is win over women in the suburbs, the collar counties, around Pittsburgh and Philadelphia and other places like that. And here's what we believe he needs to do to get them. He needs to get these educated women by giving them a list of things, none of which he's mentioned since. It is as if the campaign said, here's how you get them, and then he's done something else. Do you have any idea why?
That is the question of the day, isn't it? I mean, clearly this is a campaign that really is controlled by one man, and that's Donald Trump. And Donald Trump obviously does not see that as a pressing need. In fact, he's been losing those college-educated white women in droves. You know, Republicans have won white women for generations. They've won that group, and Donald Trump is likely to lose them. And that makes it really hard for him to win the White House because those voters are, as you point out, really important swing voters in a lot of those suburban counties in those pivotal battleground states. So think the suburbs of Philadelphia, for example, the suburbs of Denver, the suburbs of Columbus. Hillary Clinton's campaign has known that since the beginning. They thought this was a group that they could maybe do even a little better than President Obama did, and she's been targeting them, you know, with policies and also by trying to push her historic mantle, you know, making very clear, very explicit in her messaging that this is an opportunity to elect the first female president. That argument didn't seem to be convincing many of these voters in the primaries, but with Donald Trump and all these allegations coming out about how he's treated women over the years, it seems that that's been a really powerful motivator for these voters to switch sides.
It does appear that way.
Decide that they're going to back Clinton.
But when what you're doing isn't working, you usually change what you're doing. And when that sort of common thing is not present, it's worth further exploration. And I ask you, you know why I ask you, because if he's not trying to win those women, that means, is he not trying to win the White House? And if that's not what he's trying to do, what is he doing? Is he going for something else?
That's a really good question. It's certainly one that a lot of people have been asking these days. I mean, I think that's one explanation, right, that maybe he does have some other goal in mind. He said he wants to be president. He said it today at his rally. I think another explanation is that a lot of times you see with presidential campaigns, particularly in the end stages, that the people they're listening to, the advice the candidates are getting becomes a bit of an echo chamber. He's hearing from his supporters and his aides who say this is working, and he's not necessarily hearing from people outside that say, you know, maybe it's not. And the polling indicates, of course, that it's not. In order for him to win this race, he has to win Florida, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. that's a heavy lift. He just does not have a lot of pathways to 270. Hillary Clinton has many, many more ways to get there. And that's really the goal of a presidential campaign, is to maximize your path to 270. He just isn't doing that at this point.
The national politics reporter for the Associated Press, Lisa Lehrer from Washington. Good to see you, Lisa. Thank you.
Thanks.